Hello everyone. You must have seen a Python function having a star args inside the parenthesis and wondered what is this star args doing inside the parenthesis and what is its role. Essentially, a star args allows you to accept unlimited number of user input or parameters. When you do not know in advance how many arguments the user is going to pass, then we are going to use star args. Going ahead, we will also see how we can use star args along with the normal and default arguments, which I have covered already in video number 2 in Python function series. But before we can use normal, default and star args all together, we need to know in which order they must appear. And the order is that first it is normal or positional argument, then comes the default argument, and finally the star args or the variable number of arguments. Let me define here a very simple function add which accepts two parameters a and b and returns their sum a plus b. And now time to call the function. So I'm going to write here print a b add 1 comma 2. So I have given here two parameters and I am calling it with two arguments. Time to call the function. Now here I am getting the output which is expected because we are giving two arguments 1 comma 2 and their sum is 3. Now let me this time call it with only one parameter or argument, and then again I am going to call it with 3, 1, 2 and 3. Let me make this line a comment and the last line also a comment because I just want to do one by one. Now here you will notice observe is here that I am getting a type error, missing one required positional argument B. Reason is that here I have given two parameters but I am calling it only with one argument. That is why I am getting an error. Now let me make this line a comment and uncomment this one. Again I am getting an error here, the type error again, but here it is saying add takes two positional arguments, but three were given. Again, the reason is the same. Add is defined with two parameters, and I'm trying to call it with three. So in such a situation, we are going to use a star args. Let's rewrite the above function to accept unlimited number of arguments. F add parenthesis, inside the parenthesis I am writing a star and giving here nums. Why not args? Okay, so the trick here is that this name nums or args, it is not important. What is important is a star. It is the star which is doing all the heavy lifting. You can give it any name: nums, args, Sam, Peter, Susan, Kate, anything that you want, it will work. But the convention is to write args. But just for this example, I am going to use here nums, and in the further examples, I will be using args. Now, what I can do here is that I'm going to define a variable called total, or I'm going to use a for num in nums, and then I can write total is equal to total plus num, and then we are going to return total. Now let me call here add, this time with no parameters or arguments, print add with only one argument, print add 1 comma 2 with two arguments, and print add 1 2 and 3 arguments. Now here you can see I am getting the output 0 because of the first line. I have not passed any argument, so the sum is naturally going to be 0. Then here I have passed only one argument, therefore the sum is 1. Second line I have passed here two arguments, so the sum is 3. And the next line here I have passed three arguments, so I am getting 1 2 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6. What is happening here is that this nums, it is collecting all the arguments that I am passing here in the form of a tuple, and this star is simply unpacking all those elements of the tuple. We can check it out. Def add star nums, and let's print the type of nums. Type nums, call it add. you can see it is a class tuple. Now that we know that it is a tuple class, we can do anything that we can do with a tuple, like finding the length of the arguments that have been passed, sorting them, or anything that a tuple can do. For example, if I come over here and just simply write len nums, and let me do here something like this: 10, 20, 30, 33, 40, and run it. So I have put here 5 arguments, so I should be getting output here 5. Now here I am getting 5 because there are 5 arguments, and this star here, it is unpacking all those tuple. I have already covered tuple in my previous video, but still let me do it very quickly. 10, 20, 30, 40. This is a tuple that I have defined, and I write here t1 comma a star t2 is equal to t. And if I try to print out, let's say t1 comma t1, let's give some space here to make it look a little nice, and then print here, make it here t2, and here also t2. When I run this program, you would notice that t1 is 10, that is the leftmost element is assigned to t, and remaining 30, 40, 20, 30, and 40 are assigned to t2 in the form of a list. So this is tuple unpacking. Check out my video I got up above. Now let's take our this program, the earlier program, to the next level. Here I am inside the function. While calling the function, I am putting the arguments. Let us take it to another level so that we are accepting the user input. So first of all, I am going to define here an empty list numbers, and then I'm going to say while true, because I do not know how many number the user is going to input, and in such cases it is always advisable to use while loop. Check out my while loop video I got up above. I can say here because I am defining a user input, a variable input, enter number q to quit. If user underscore input is equal to let's make it to lower to compare. You never know whether the user is going to put uppercase q or lowercase q. If this is equal to q, then we are going to break out of the loop. We always need to have a condition to break out of the while loop, otherwise we will be stuck in an infinite loop. If the user input is not q, it means the user is entering some number. I'm not going to check here for alphabets, cat, rat, bat, or something like that. You can just put all those conditions to check. Numbers dot append, and before I append it, I have to convert the user input into integer, because input function by default it takes a string, so I am typecasting it into integer. So up to here we have written our program to accept the user input. If I run this program as it is right now, then it is going to just ask for a number to enter. Let's say 10, 2, and then I press right here q. Now it is going to quit. So far our program is working fine. Now time to write the function part to add, to produce the sum. So add star, and this time I am going to write here args as per the convention. You can give it any name. Star it is, which is the important thing and doing the heavy lifting. There is nothing in the name, as Shakespeare said. And this time I am not going to use something what I had used here, a total is equal to 0. We are going to play a smart, because now we know that anything inside the args, which is whatever arguments that we are passing, it is a tuple, and some function works upon tuples. So what I'm going to write here is that return some args. Simple. So I have to write here print add, and then I am going to write here star numbers. Notice here also I have put an a star, and while calling this function I am also putting a star. Why? Reason being, this numbers is a list. So let me make it a little small. So here you see the numbers is a list here, an empty list where we are appending all the user input. So a list is a packed thing. So you are putting numbers inside the brackets here. I think these are called square brackets. So you are putting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever inside. So those are getting packed. While we have when we have to call it, we have to unpack it. So here also you see when we are calling this function, we are calling it individually in the unpacked status. So at the time of calling, also we have to put it in the unpacked status, and which is what this star is doing here. Now I come back to my terminal and run this program. Okay, let's give it here 10, 2, 1, Q, 13, which is perfect, which is as per our expectation. Let me run it one more time. This time I am straightforward writing here Q. I am getting 0. Good. This is what was expected. So this is how we can accept unlimited number of arguments. Now the last part, how we can use regular or positional argument, default argument, and star args all together. I am going to define here a program which is called total order cost. And what this program is going to do is that it is having something, we can compare it with a shopping cart. So unit price I'm going to define here, which is our going to be a regular or positional parameter. Then quantity is equal to 1. This is a byte, this is a default argument. And then let's call it delivery fee, that is a star arg. So here we have put all the three types. This is our positional argument, this is the quantity default argument, and here we are going to put the variable number of arguments or unlimited arguments. The idea is to calculate the total cost of the order. The total cost of the order, let's define here total cost, that is a variable. It is going to be your unit price multiplied by the quantity, whatever. Let's say you are buying orange, and quantity is 2 and the price is 1. So 1 multiplied by 2, that is you're going to be 2, plus any delivery fee. And here, because it is a star arcs or a star delivery fee, so I can, and it is a tuple, I can simply write here sum of delivery fees here, and then I can return it. So return f, and let's make it something like this, total cost, using f string total cost. So this is our function. Let's call it with couple of different arguments. So total order cost, first time I am going to call it with 100. So second time, let me copy this thing, and then second time I am going to call it with two arguments, that is 100 comma 3, and then 100 comma 3 comma, let's say 2, and then 10. Now let's run this program, and here you will see I am getting total cost is 100 because of this line here, because just I am putting here only one argument here, so which is going into here, and it is taking quantity as 1 by default. So 100 multiplied by 1 is 100. Next line, I am defining two parameters here, 100 and 3. So unit price is 100, but the quantity becomes 3. So I am getting the output here 300. Next line, what is happening here is that 100 is our unit price, 3 is quantity 300, and then 2 and 10, they are going into this delivery fee, which may include packing and postage, etc., etc. So it is the sum of that. So sum of 2 and 10 is 12. So 100 multiplied by 3 into 2 plus 10, that is 12. So 312, I am here getting here the cost. So this is how we can use all the three types of arguments, that is your positional normal arguments, default arguments, and variable number of arguments, that is star args, into one single function. But remember the order. That's a wrap for this video. I'm going to put all the codes into the GitHub page and share the link into the description box. If you find this video useful, consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Till then, happy coding.